welcome back to Royalty Soaps. It is the soap collection launch of Spring 4th. Stay tuned to the end of this video where I will give you some fragrance descriptions for all the soaps that we'll have available today, including the one that we are making. It is a remake of an old favorite, Japanese cherry blossom. This soap has a really special place in my heart. You guys know I don't typically do duplication fragrances anymore, but I'm making an exception for this month because Japanese cherry blossom rounds out this collection so perfectly. It's one of my personal favorites from Bath & Body Works, and it's the perfect soap for spring. So without further ado, let's make some soap. My gosh, folksies, ain't it great to do a remake? Let's get our base layer done. The original reason why I did it with black, white, and a little bit of pink was, of course, to represent the pinkness in the cherry blossoms and also to represent the tree itself. The colorway I just think is really good. I'm really not changing anything. All right, let's pour off our two accent colors, which is sort of a dark gray black and a pink. All right, now for the color, everything is still nice and runny. Got our pink, our lovely Cosmic Carolyn. This is the same color on the inside of the cherry blossoms. Then we have a little bit of Nocturnal Mica. This is a dark gray. And then, of course, we have our white. Start with our white first. Now, you guys know I don't typically do duplication fragrances anymore, but this is a throwback. And honestly, I just felt like the scent was perfect and I didn't want to mess with it. Now, pretty much all suppliers are going to have their own version of Japanese cherry blossom. Anybody who is selling a fragrance oil. And I purchased 5 different ones from 5 different companies. Some were better than others. None of them were exactly how I remembered that fragrance being in real life. So I kind of just had to pick the one that I like the best. But if you are doing duplication fragrances in your products, let me just be the one to recommend that you buy that duplication scent from as many suppliers as you can. Don't just buy from one supplier and go, oh, I'm sure they've got a good one. Don't do that. Like, get it from different people and then test it in different applications, because some of them smell really great out of the bottle, and then when you go to make cold process soap with it, you won't even smell it. It will completely fade, or it'll rise, or it'll be weird, or it'll smell exactly like that fragrance out of the bottle, and then you'll smell it in a product and it'll lose some of the nuance. So yeah, testing. Now I'm going to pour on an angle like this so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing, which is pouring down one side. I've made sure that I have some black and some white in both of my molds here, back and forth, side to side. I'm going to fill this up about halfway, side to side, about halfway, just like that. Now I'm going to pour the pink, and you can see there is still black there. This does not have to be perfect. In fact, it's better if it's not. I intend on having the next layer break through this one. This is going to make it really thin and wispy. All right, now I'm going to pour into my pink here. Yes, just like so. Make it thin and wispy. Perfect. Oh yes. Gonna scrapey. All right, this looks splendid. I'm gonna let this set up a little bit. It really doesn't need much of anything now. Now I am going to blend up our soap frosting. We're using a round tip today. Very fun. All right, let's get to piping. With the round tip, you do have to pipe a little faster. Your batter has to be a little bit more runny, especially if you have a lot of embeds to put on it like I do. And honestly, it's been a long time, so I hope that I am able to do this well. You can get out of practice for anything with soap frosting, just like anything else. If you don't exercise and like 2 or 3 months, you're not gonna be able to lift the same stuff that you could when you first left. My goal at this time is not perfection, but rather speed, because I have like 100 embeds to put on. And honestly, I went and looked back at my original design for this. Lily was literally a baby. So cute. But my piping, I think, had gotten a little bit too stiff, because I could see places where there were just like gaps and holes in the piping, and some of the flowers weren't laying flat. So here we are, like 7 years later, improving on it. Now let's glub glub the middle. Glub 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 glub. Try to fill up all those cracks there. Yes. All right, round 2. The other thing about this is that it's solid all the way through. Like, because there's no frills on this, it's easy to put a little too much because you're letting more batter out of your piping bag than you think you are. I think we're gonna be okay though. I feel good about it.
Would you like me to give you some cherry blossom facts?
Not particularly.
Well, too bad, because this is pretty interesting.
All right.
They are part of the rose family. Believe it or not, cherry blossoms belong to the, this Latin word. This means that they are cousins to roses, almonds, peaches, and apricots. Here's another cherry blossom fact. I bet you knew this one. They are edible.
I did not know that. You know, for all of my whatever, I certainly don't know that much about them. I know that my sisters have pretty much begged me to take them to Japan during cherry blossom season. I know that.
They are edible. Both the leaves and the petals are often pickled in salt and vinegar.
Pickled?
Pickled. So you'll find them flavoring everything from tea to their mochi, however you say that.
That's yummy.
It says there are over 200 different varieties of cherry blossom trees.
Really?
And so they vary by the number of petals, the color, the shape of the tree. And here's some of the most popular ones. So there's one that's like pale pink, almost white. There's one that's deep pink. It's like very fluffy.
Ooh.
And there's one with drooping branches. There's one that's even yellowish green.
Here is our tray of cherry blossoms. I'm going to set it right here. I'm going to put these tops on. Got to make sure that I shove it in pretty good here. We don't want these to break. And also to line it up perfectly. We may have a few of the tips get cut, but not the middle, which is the part we care the most about. And once I get this top one placed, it'll be a lot easier to place the other ones. Yes, so pretty. My sisters are going to go feral for this. I already know it. I think seeing the cherry blossoms in Japan is a great little bucket list thing to have.
Yeah, that'd be a fun thing to do one day. If you, dear viewer, have gotten to go and do that, or if you're local to the area, tell us what your favorite cities are to go see that.
I think like Minnesota or something has like the most cherry blossom trees in the world. I can't remember. You should look that up. My kids came in and told me that after doing a homeschool with Marmy at our little homeschool day that we do together. They're doing a 50 states class, and that was one of the state facts they came in and told me.
Macon, Georgia.
Oh, Georgia?
The tree count is over 1/3 trees.
Whoa! Okay, so Georgia, my bad. Why did I think that was up north?
I don't know. It says, believe it or not, Macon has more Yoshino cherry trees than anywhere else in the world, even Japan. There's a bunch of them in Branch Brook Park in New Jersey, so it's in Newark, and so that's the largest collection in a single park.
Wow.
So that's 5,000.
Whoa!
And then there's about 4,000 in DC, and then, there's plenty in Portland and Seattle and Brooklyn and those places.
Lucky sorts.
Yeah, but man, we gotta go to Georgia.
Yeah, apparently.
We gotta go there anyway for the aquarium.
Yes, the aquarium. And because Elisha Paul is gonna go exhibit at Blade Show America. Shout out Working Hand Forge. Shout out Blade Show. This looks so good. I am just so excited about getting to make this again. I can't wait to put a little glitter on it.
That looks good.
Yeah, and this is sticking in a lot better. I think since I made this, believe it or not, when we made this for camera, I don't know if I had the very final version of the piping recipe. I might have, but it was really getting thick. It was getting really thick whenever I was making this, and so I wasn't able to shove the cherry blossoms in as hard, and there were some gaps in the piping. It still looked good, don't get me wrong, but I think this is gonna be an improvement for sure. Yeah. Oh, that looks so good. Okay, let's put the glitter on.
Oh, you know what this is like?
What's that?
It's like the Arizona green tea.
Yes, it is, you know, and we've actually made an Arizona green tea soap before. I don't know if you remember that.
We did, and people didn't care.
Oh, really? Was that one of the ones that people were like, meh?
That old collection did not do great.
What was it?
It was the Vaporwave collection, Night at the Stadium.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I think we were way more into it. I thought a lot more people were going to like that because so many people at the time were into, what's that? Stranger Things. That's right. We did a whole photo shoot for that and people still didn't care. You know, you live and learn. You never know. You just never know. You can release a collection. Rest in peace, my Barbie collection, a year too soon.
It was a little bit more than a year.
Oh, was it really? Was it like a year and a half or something?
It was a couple of years before the Barbie movie. I'll put it on screen.
Unbelievable. Such a good collection. Bombed so hard.
Well, we had to compete with a particular makeup palette whenever that one came out.
That's true. It came on at the same time as the same day. Well, we have learned about cherry blossoms. We have made a cherry blossom soap, and now I'm gonna let this sit for 18 to 24 hours, and then we will come back tomorrow and take a look at the inside after this quick commercial break. Look at how this blue-green turned out the next day. I love it. Looks a little more green this morning than blue, which is what we want. So now I'm just gonna line these up to do the minimal amount of damage possible to our embeds there. Pull one out from the middle here, and this is what it looks like on the inside. Love that swirl. You can see the really thin dips of pink. Here's what it looks like now. Here's what it looked like before. A little bit of different, but still pretty close to the same.
I think it looks a lot better. I think you were over swirled on that other one, and this one looks, like you say, it looks similar. This is better executed.
But yeah, those pink swirls up there and then kind of sitting on the top, that is so fun. Yeah, look at this. This is one of the end pieces, and that looks so pretty. We talked a lot about Japanese cherry blossoms in this video, and I bet some of y'all have been exposed to some plant varieties you've never heard of before. So which one is your favorite? What a wholesome topic of conversation. Wow, look at that. That's super cool. It almost looks like there's stones or rocks in the soap that are being cut like a geode. Just gonna pop this down right here in our lineup, the Spring 4th collection, everyone. I'm so pleased with this. I feel like the color palette is so complimentary. Everything just goes together perfectly. I will make a special note about this particular soap. This is our grapefruit and sea salt soap. It's not included in the bundle of our artisan soaps this month because this is a limited edition soap. We made very small batches of this. We don't have a lot of them. This is also a remake from the salt soap a long time ago. It is scented with our grapefruit sorbet fragrance. So actually, if you want to get this soap, you can also get it in a diamond soap, a body lotion, and a perfume oil to match. What are Katie's favorite fragrances of the month? I do love them all. However, the green apple and bergamot, which people are always like, it's not bergamot, it's bergamot. Okay, it's a regional thing. People say it differently. I'll say bergamot for you. This fragrance starts out with a very juicy, kind of sparkly green apple fragrance, and then the bergamot adds a little bit of a lift because it's citrus, so it makes it a little bit more elevated. This is a complicated fragrance, and if you're looking for something that's really fresh and really airy and springy, this is a good one. I'd say it's about a medium as far as fragrance load is concerned. Definitely won't be overwhelming for people who are sensitive. For our rainy day soap, it is scented with white tea and ginger. Now, this is also available in a lotion and a diamond soap and a perfume oil in our shop, so you could get those and have this to match. This is a little stronger. It's not quite a strong scent though, so like put it between the medium and strong category. A very well-loved scent. This is really, really versatile. If you don't know what to get somebody, this is a safe bet. Bergamot, lemon, little lily, ginger. It's got those tea notes up top, and then it's sort of sitting on a base of musk. It's really good. Enoki plus Wild Moss, our precious, our favorite. We have brought it back. This is an earthy smell, so little bit of ozone, little bit of, it almost smells wet, fresh greenery, cypress and pine, and then cedar and amber. Again, brought back because so many people requested this. And if y'all love it, you buy a bunch of it. We may make this into a standard, might even put it into like a body lotion and all that kind of good stuff. Spa water, which turned out so beautifully with our little soap stamp. We did make it a little bit smaller. I love it. This is a strong fragrance, okay? It smells like cucumber water. Very, very strong on the cucumber. A little bit of melon in there. So just this much effervescence, and then very aquatic, watery notes behind it. It's so, so good. This is my second favorite fragrance of the month behind the green apple and bergamot. And then of course our Japanese cherry blossom, which smells like Japanese cherry blossom. Here is our lineup. All of these soaps will be available tonight at royaltysoaps.com, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing us make all of these soaps, making the moss terrariums to put in the backs of all of the photographs this month. It was a super, super fun set of soaps and videos to film. Be sure you do something fun for yourself today, whether that is going out and looking underneath old logs and stuff for moss, or maybe just going out with a friend and having an herbal tea at a cute coffee shop. You guys know I don't really care what you do. Just do something for you, and I will see you all in the next video. So until then, bye for now. Psst. P.S. If you want to know what the next collection is before anyone else, sign up for our email list. Email subscribers get so much more content and so much more info faster than anybody else because it's always going to hit your email. You may or may not see the Instagram post depending on how the algorithm feels that day. Bye for now. Bye, 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 bye. Meow.